Taking a while. Hey everybody, Kamari Ellis here. It's a late night edition of the Finance Rebel Show. I am the Finance Rebel. The Finance Rebel Show is all about increasing your financial IQ. I am your host, Kamari Ellis. Be sure to share this with your friends and family, anybody who is interested in, again, increasing their financial IQ. Tonight, we're going to talk stocks. Tonight, we're going to talk about COVID-19. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about economics as well. One thing I want to talk about a couple of things, right? So the handling of COVID-19 has been pretty dismal by DC. Tonight was just announced that Trump is going to restrict flights in from Europe. So that is likely to accelerate the economic slowdown, because we're not necessarily in the slowdown now. And this kind of makes sense or add some logic to why the Fed cut interest rates last week by 0.5%, even though I'm still not in favor of that. I don't think it was a great move, but it was a move nonetheless. And I don't really think it's going to help out super a lot. But it's one thing. Oh, John, you're on YouTube as well, huh? How are you? Why is that not showing up? That's weird. Oh, there we go. Everything's delayed tonight. I don't know what's going on. So, hey, Leonard. So, again, I have been preaching the gospel of buying stocks. I've been preaching the gospel of investing. Not enough of us are actually taking advantage of being in the markets. And so as I've been preaching this gospel and doing my sermons, I call these my sermons, I've been getting more and more people asking me how to invest. Today, we saw a tremendous drop in the stock market, over 1,400 points. It's definitely had a major pullback, or we're definitely in a major pullback from the all-time highs. Just last month, we hit all-time highs. So now we're down almost 20%. So we are starting to feel the pinch a little bit. But like I tell everybody, don't get scared. Don't panic. Stay calm and keep investing. We have to learn from history. I don't know how you say your name. Is Shannon or Shona? But yeah, throw your question in. Hey, Chili, how are you? Now, this is not the Ask Kamari segment. All right, I'm going to try to answer a few questions. I know a lot of people have questions, but I'm just giving you what I've been seeing and what I am thinking about. I've been getting a lot of requests. People are asking me, what am I buying? What am I looking at? Now, everybody kind of knows I've been buying Ford. Everybody knows I've been encouraging everyone to continue to buy stocks. But they've been asking, what are you buying? Can you build me a portfolio? And so I move slow, just to let y'all know. I do that intentionally. I am a great believer, and I have not been disproved that there is always opportunities in the stock market. So I don't believe in chasing anything. And actually, that's kind of my code in life as well. I don't really believe in chasing anything or anyone. Because I believe there's always opportunities there. There's no need to panic. There's no need to get out of sorts. Now, don't get this confused. I'm not talking about being lazy or lackluster and not, putting a good foot forward and being assertive and aggressive at times. But what I'm saying is that I don't panic and get bent out of shape if I miss an opportunity in the markets, or if I miss a quote unquote business opportunity. I believe we live in an abundant universe. I'm not trying to get woo on everybody, but we live in an abundant universe, so opportunities will always be there. Oh man, this is a good one. This is a good one. Will it be a good time to pull my 401k out the way the market is going? So let me tell you a little bit of story. Let's walk back down memory lane. A couple of years ago, about a decade, 2007, 2008-ish, people started selling out of the stock market. I had one guy who sold out of his 401k, and he had about $500,000 in there, $500,000 in there, and he bought gold. Now, if anybody's been paying attention, gold has been jumping. It's at an all-time high It's the best. I won't say all time high, but it's at its best price has been in the last 9 years. So gold's high. Guy brought gold. Guess what happened? When he pulled his money out of his 401k, he got taxed on it because it was an old 401k and he moved on. So he got taxed in a major way. Got a penalty, 10%. Now I told you I was about a half a man, about $500,000. So right there, that is $50,000 in tax penalties. So another reason why I'm really good, right? Because I can tie in tax with investments all day long. Anytime you make any anytime you make any investment decision, you got to think about the tax implications, because sometimes people make decisions and they don't think about the tax. And if you factor in tax, because it is a cost, you'll recognize that sometimes it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. All right, so guy pulled it out. He brought gold. Gold was around 1,800-ish. It hit an all-time high around 1,900, almost 2,000. Gold dropped. So he put his lifetime savings into gold. Gold dropped, and he was broke. So I wouldn't say cash out of your 401k. And the insult to injuries for this, right, is that the stock market started to crash and really crash in October of 2008. And then for about the next 5 to 6 months, it was a shit show, excuse my language. And then in March of 2009, I think it was either March 6th or March 9th, the market rebounded. And we've been having a strong run ever since. So not only did he sell out, he sold out all his positions. He sold out everything. He brought gold plummeted. He wasn't able to take advantage of the stock market gain or rebound. And he had a huge tax bill. So I say all that to say, James, because I don't know how to say your first name. Tell me how to say your first name. I say all that to say, I wouldn't necessarily pull out of the 401k. However, to give you a more concrete answer, I would need to know more details about you, age, how long you plan on, how long before you retire, before you need the money, right? Because 401k is a retirement vehicle. It is a tax-favored retirement vehicle. You put money in, tax-free, grows tax-free, and when you pull it out and you have to pay tax on it. So the government wants people to put money into a 401k because it makes sense for the overall economy. The government uses the tax code to incentivize people to do prudent things with their money. That's why business owners, investors, especially real estate investors, get the best tax benefits. So, I would need to know a little bit more about you. Again, what your time horizon is, AKA, when do you plan on retiring? When do you think you're going to need the money? What your overall asset allocation is now, what your tolerance for risk is. I'll just say this. If you are retired or thinking about retiring in the next 5 years, it will probably make sense to go to a cash or cash alternative in your 401k, but still continue to invest in the stock market every time you put money in. And that's just a blanket statement, right? Remember, everything I do is for education and entertainment purposes only. Don't be trying to sue me, y'all. I'm just out here trying to encourage people to heighten their financial IQ. But remember, past performance of an investment is not a true indicator of future results. Anytime you make an investment decision, please consult your investment and tax advisor. All right. Again, don't be trying to sue me because I don't know your situation. I can only speak generally. All right. So if anybody is just now joining us, just now watching, I am Kamari Ellis. You're watching the Finance Rebel Show. Please share this. Share this out with people who want to know what's going on with the stock market from somebody reputable. And that might be a little bit of a humble brag, but I've got a pretty good reputation. And I'll say this, there's a lot of crazy folks out there. I don't say that to brag. I say that to be protective more so than anything else because, again, I see a lot of bad information out there. Everything from don't pay your taxes to 401k is a ripoff to you'll never get rich or you'll never develop wealth. It's just a lot of bad stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff. So do your folks a favor. Share me with them. They'll love you forever. So again, watching the Financial Rebel Show, share it out. Tonight, we are going to talk about what I'm doing, what stocks I'm looking at, right? So like I said, a lot of people ask me, Kamari, what stocks should I buy? Can you build a portfolio? Please build a portfolio for us. And you know what? I never even shared all this out. But all of those things. So I'm not going to tell you what to invest in. What I am going to do, however, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it, because I'm starting to build out what's called a watch list, a stock watch list. And so if you've never heard of a watch list, a stock watch list is basically just a list of stocks that I am looking at. I am not investing in. I'm thinking they're interesting. They need more investigation. It's kind of like if you go out on a date or you meet somebody you like and you say, you know what, I'll take your phone number. I'll give you a call. And maybe you go out on a date, but you're not getting married to them, right? It's just a fact-finding mission to see, hey, is this person compatible with me? Do I like them? Do we have similar interests? Are they cool? Are they an asshole? Excuse me. I don't want YouTube. I might get in trouble. Things like that. So, everybody should have a watch list, and you can easily create a watch list for yourself on finance.yahoo.com, finance@google.com. There's several other apps where you can do that as well. So don't jump in blind, right? That's the whole reason for doing a watch list. It's also like a break, right? So instead of you just jumping in all in, and it's like, I'm just going to throw it all in because I'm getting a lot of those questions. Hey, Kamari, I got 50 grand. I got 20 grand. I got a couple hundred, and I just want to throw it in. I'd say, well, what you watching? Nothing. All right. So you're not even doing no research. We got to do our homework, right? Again, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not here to tell y'all what to invest in. I'm showing y'all what I'm doing. And I'm giving you kind of the blueprint of what you're doing. Or I'm giving you the blueprint to build what you can do. But at the end of the day, I can't tell you what to do. Only you can tell you what to do. Because at the end of the day, if you lose your money or you waste your money or for whatever reason, you got to deal with that. Not me. I'm going to eat regardless. And I don't say that to be cocky. I say that to be realistic. Because, people get out here and they'll sell you all these dreams and they only tell you about the good side. They only tell you about the sunshine. They never tell you about when the hurricane and the tornado come in and just wreck shop. Well, I just told y'all a story about how a hurricane and tornado just came in and wreck shop. It was a whole financial tsunami. That can happen. That's why you don't want to be fast, right? And what I mean by fast is you don't just want to be trigger happy to just jump into something that you no understanding. That's like meeting someone on day one and getting married to them on day two. I don't think anybody would do that, right? That doesn't make good emotional sense. It doesn't make good financial sense. It doesn't make good spiritual sense, right? Because I talk about spirituality when it comes to money as well. Again, not trying to, but everything kind of factors in. But, just trying to marry somebody the second day that you meet them isn't good. And you definitely wouldn't say, hey, I need a hot date. Anybody got a hot date? People say to me, hey, Kamari, you got a hot stock tip. And, you want a hot date, right? You're looking to kind of get married right away or some other things right away. I'm not going to get explicit on y'all. But 9 times out of 10, that's not a good, long-lasting relationship. Other thing I want to say, because I get, again, these questions at all. I only talk to and for beginner investors or long-term investors, right? And I believe that folks should start out as long-term investors. If you know nothing about the market, I don't believe you should get into trading, Forex, commodities, crypto or Bitcoin or any other fancy stuff. Get the basics down. Understand how the economy works. Understand how the stock market works. Then once you get that down, feel free. Jump into anything else you want to jump into. Jump into anything sexy or fancy. but sometimes we really want to run before we walk. And that's something, I am not an advocate or proponent of. So yeah, I know, again, I walk a little slow. Sometimes I talk a little slow because I want everybody to get it. But, I'm not interested in the cute and sexy stuff. What I am interested in is getting people the jewels and the tools that they need so they can build long-term wealth for themselves, their family, and their community. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there because I get some inboxes that say, why don't you ever talk about trading? Well, guess what? I can trade, and I'm actually pretty good at it. I don't talk about it because most people can't do it, right? So if I'm about trading and most people can't do it, what's the point? What's the point? So before I start going through some of my other stuff, I've been told I don't promote myself enough. So one of the things I'm asking everybody to do is go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is, where is it? There we go. It is YouTube /Kamari Ellis. So everybody go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I talk about a lot of stuff on here on Instagram, but there I probably have the biggest repository of all my information that I'm putting out. My Facebook page too. You probably could debate which one has more stuff. But all right, so again, I'm starting to build out a watch list of stocks that have been greatly impacted by the catastrophe that's going on around the world. All the calamity that's going on around the world with COVID-19, the coronavirus. We've seen the stock market sell off for almost 2 weeks straight. And folks are nervous. Folks are definitely nervous. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I'm thinking, right? Especially since NBA's closed, Trump's closing the border from Europe. Now, I find that very interesting because before he didn't want to close the border to Europe with this whole immigration thing. I'm not going to get too political on y'all, but that's where a lot of the crime is coming from. But nobody wants to talk about that. But anyway, I digress. So all of those things are happening right now. So it definitely looks like the economy is going to slow down. It definitely looks like we are on the verge of a recession. Some people are scared it's going to be a depression. I won't go that far. I believe that the government, the Fed, will pull all the stops out by injecting liquidity into the system before any of that happens. But again, you always want to be ready. As I build out my watch list, right? I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm looking for because I'm sorting, I'm sifting, I'm filtering out companies I don't even want to look at. So I'm looking at things like a positive profit margin. I'm looking to see if companies, right? Because I want y'all to remember, every time you buy a stock, you're actually buying a company. I didn't say that. Warren Buffett says it all the time. But every time you're buying a stock, you're actually buying a company. So don't think about it like you're just buying a stock. Remember that you are buying a company. All right. So I'm looking at companies that have enough cash to survive at least in the next year. I'm looking at companies that are at least $2 billion in market cap or value. They're over $2 billion in value. I'm looking at stocks that are over $4. I usually avoid penny stocks at all costs. Penny stocks are indeed the devil. I don't like penny stocks because they are easily manipulated. All right. They're easily manipulated. If you don't believe me, Google 50 cents in penny stocks. Look at what he did. He made a mint. He got out. He crushed the game. And then he left everybody kind of holding the bag. I'm not mad at 50 for that. He saw the opportunity. It was legal, and he was able to do it. So Jessica says, I want to buy stock for the first time. Is there a good time? There's always a good time to buy, right? Again, we're talking about long time horizons, 5 to 10 years plus, right? So if you look to buy something, if you're looking to buy stocks, be willing to hold it at least 10 years. That's why I tell people to start out with a little bit of money, but just be consistent. You can buy a stock with $1, literally $1. Again, I bought a portion of Amazon for $1, and Amazon is like 1,700 or 1,800 bucks. You don't have to be super duper rich to invest in the stock market, right? And by the way, the amount of shares you have does not matter anymore. It's almost like price doesn't matter. People get scared about price. If a stock is too high, they think they shouldn't get in. People get scared about how many shares. But here's the deal: we invest money, right? Cold hard cash. We only care about the money that is made. So, for example, if you put $100 into the market, you want to see that $100 grow. You don't really care about the shares. You only care about the money growing. So if you put $1,000 in, and then that 1,000 turns into 1,100, well, that's a 10% return. If that 1,000 turns into 1,200, that's a 20% return. That's what we care about. We don't care about shares. Now, are there some other things about buying larger lots of shares that are important? Yes. But if you're a big investor, right, sometimes the pricing gets a little wacky. Sometimes you can get better pricing when you're buying larger lots. But for right now, it don't matter, right? We're going to crawl. We're going to crawl before we walk. We're going to crawl before we walk. So again, I'm looking at companies that have positive profit margins. So that means whatever product or good or service that they're offering to the market, blessings, love and life, and whatever product, service, or goods they offer to the market, they're able to make money. So if they buy something to sell, right? So let's say a shirt company, right? They buy shirts for $5. They're able to then sell those shirts for $10. They bought it for $5, they're able to sell it for $10. That's a good profit margin. If they were buying them for $5 and then selling them for like $5.50, I would say that's a bad profit margin, even though that's a 10% profit margin when you're selling at $5.50. But then in business, right, again, we're not buying stocks, we're buying a piece of a business. If you're doing that, they don't have enough money to pay for everything else. They don't have enough money to pay for their marketing, accounting, research, staff. They don't have money for any of that. So when you are buying stocks, you want to think about what their profit margin is like. At least that's what I'm thinking about. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about some other factors. And I've been on here for 22 minutes already. And I said it was going to be more like 10. But that's all right. We here. Again, I don't want to buy anything less than $4. Really, anything under $5 is a penny stock. But this is trying time. So there's a lot of stocks that, let's say, were $15 or $10 that are now below $5. So, I want to give a little wiggle room search for things. Hey, Rich. Hey, chemist. I'm looking for things that are what's considered severely oversold. All right. And what I mean by that is everybody's kind of running out of them, and they still might be good companies. Again, for example, Apple's getting slammed. I wouldn't say they're severely oversold, but they're getting slammed. They're a good company. Anybody think Apple's going out of business? That's a serious question. Chime in and let me know if y'all think Apple is going out of business because of coronavirus. Let me know what y'all think about that. All right. So again, I am looking at companies that are greater in value than $2 billion. And I'm looking at companies inside of the United States and outside of the United States as well. So I found so I'm looking at some of the questions. I'm trying to get some of the questions in as well. So Chili Davis said the issue means some people overinvested in 401k. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I would venture to say that most people have a poor asset allocation. And what I mean by asset allocation, what's your mix of, let's say, stocks, bonds, cash, and anything else you might have in your 401k. People say that they don't get much control, but you can move your 401k as much as you want. You can go to cash. That's why I say that you can literally go to cash. I remember in 2007, me and the firm I was with, we had a lot of people go to cash. Now, just keeping it all the way real with y'all, we had to go to cash, so we missed it down. But guess what? When March 2009 came, we missed the jump as well. So we can't get it all. We can't get it all. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, you can stop contributing. I wouldn't stop contributing to your 401k because it's a tax benefit, right? You really got to be able to put all this stuff together holistically. Again, you could, if I'm in a 401k plan right now, I'm aggressively buying stocks because you're getting the tax. And I hate to keep talking about 401ks, but you're getting the tax benefit and you're getting to buy on a low. And so there's another investment strategy called dollar cost averaging, where if let's say you take $100 and you invest $100 every month or every time you get paid, you'll average out to a lower price. And typically, as the economy goes, the stock market goes, and typically the U.S. economy goes up and to the right. What that means is it's growing in a positive trajectory or positive path. So no, I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop buying or investing into your 401k. There's some other things that are going on as well. Michelle said the market is going to shut down tomorrow. I think the triggers will probably be triggered tomorrow. Again, absolutely. I saw the CME, which is commodities trading in Chicago, is closing down. But y'all got to remember something. Much of trading now is done electronically. And so there's a shadow of people in the stock pits that were there before. It's not as many people there before. So Michelle thinks Visa is a good buy. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. Definitely. So Brazil has 69 cases of COVID-19. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I find it really interesting that all of a sudden we're having all of these outbreaks, but where do we get all these testing kits from? I mean, did I miss that? I mean, it's possible I don't catch everything, but did I miss all the testing kits? Like, how are all these people getting tested? And I see people panicking about not having sanitizer, but we got soap, right? Soap is most soaps are antibacterial, right? So get a bar of soap, get a plastic bag and a brown paper bag and put some soap. And if you're worried about water, carry a bottle of water with you so you can wash your hands everywhere, right? I mean, if we just take a minute to like really think through some stuff, we really don't have to worry too much. I won't say have to worry, but we can get over a lot of things, right? So I asked the question, and Oda Beat Gone answered it. I asked the question: is Amazon going to go out of business in a year's time? Excuse me, is Apple going to go out of business in a year's time? And so he said Apple's not going nowhere no time soon. I agree. Apple's not going anywhere anytime soon. Yes, you think so? I'm looking at on my IG feed. I think AAL. Are you talking about Apple? I think Apple's going to be a good buy too. Alcohol, I think, will be a good buy. Hey, Vanessa, I think alcohol will definitely be a good buy because people are going to be locked in the house. They're not going to know what to do. Many of them are going to be locked in with their kids, so they're going to need a little medication, a little taste. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that alcohol sales go up. So Ben says LabCorp is what I'm thinking about. They're offering testing for the virus. Okay, so LabCorp has the kits that supposedly we only had like 500 of. So, but again, profit margin, a positive profit margin is what I'm looking at. Stocks being severely oversold. Companies having enough cash to pay their bills over the next year, right? They've got to be able to survive the storm. We're definitely going to be in a storm. Make no qualms about it. Let's not be delusional. There is a storm. But again, the Rothschild said the best time to buy is when blood is on the street. Everybody thinks Warren Buffett said that, but Rothschild said that. Yes, Black Mama Vodka. Shout out Black Mama Vodka. Everybody, you go follow Vanessa Braxton. Vanessa, is there a Black Mama Vodka or Black Mama Cafe page? Because I don't know it off the top of my head, and I'm tired. So don't rely on that too much. So Jessica Jaw speaks. What about investing in Zoom? A lot of people are going online. A lot of colleges are canceling semesters flat out. So yeah, Zoom, but Zoom has already had a major run. And so I wonder if Zoom is the best play right now. Zoom just IPO'd, I want to say about a year or so ago. I use Zoom. A lot of people use Zoom. Zoom's getting a lot of big partners. I just saw they picked up Johnson & Johnson, so they get a lot of, it's not just, little old folks like you and I, but they're getting, they're getting folks like Johnson & Johnson. So yeah, they're going to be a while for a while. So some of the companies that I am looking at, ConocoPhillips. All right, ConocoPhillips. So Black Mama Vodka. So everybody go follow Black Mama Vodka, and you can order from, you can order from Black Mama Teas. Okay, you can order Black Mama Vodka from Black Mama Teas. All right, so blackmamatea.com. And I believe she is on every platform, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I think she's everywhere. So check her out. Check out Vanessa. Vanessa's great people. ConocoPhillips, oil producer, pumping, $37 billion company. They pay a 5.16% dividend. All right, so they're doing good. They got a 22% profit margin, high operating margins, and they got plenty of cash. They got plenty of cash, so they're going to be able to survive. And guess what? Even, one thing I forgot to mention, even these bigger companies also have access to way more capital than me. So that's why I am also looking at bigger companies as well. They just have more tools. They have more bullets in the chamber that they can fire off to keep their business going. So ConocoPhillips. Okay, again, I'm going to remind everybody, these are not recommended or buy. All right, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is, again, for educational and entertainment purposes only. Anytime you consider purchasing an investment, you want to talk to your tax and investment advisor. Past performance of an investment is not a perfect indicator of future results. I want y'all to remember that. Okay. So E. Blacknick, I might be saying your name wrong. I apologize. Yes, I think it's always a good time to buy. There's always a bear market somewhere in the stock market, right? But here's the thing, and I'll keep going on my list. You can make money in the market anytime, especially as you develop your skills, right? You can make money when stocks go down. You can make money when stocks go up. You can make money when stocks go sideways. All right. One of the things, again, stocks are just small pieces of company ownership. So if you see a company like, I don't know, Ford, right? Ford was at $12 a couple weeks ago, $11 a couple weeks ago. It's now flirting a little below $6. Is Ford a good company? So if you liked it at 11 and 12, you should really love it at 6 and 5. If you truly believe it's a good company. And I mean, that's the kind of the way you got to approach it, in my opinion. And most long-term investors' opinion as well, unless there's something really, really structurally wrong with that company. All right, so Viacom CBS. Viacom CBS makes money off advertisement. I think they're definitely going to get hit, but guess what? More people are going to be watching the news. So they're still going to be selling ads, but they're going to be selling ads to larger corporations 9 times out of 10. And those that really understand business, they don't really pull back in times of retraction or recession. They go in deeper. They go deeper into spending because they can buy more for less. They double down because they're looking to reach their customer or their client, and just, put their hands on them with some of that holy water and love on them. But it's also a great time to generate greater brand awareness. Some of your greatest companies were launched during recessions. Microsoft was one of them. I won't say Apple was one of them. There are many. Do your research, check it out, because again, many of the greatest companies ever to operate on the planet were started during a recession. All right. So Viacom, let me look at this. Hasbro, 8.8 billion dollar company, 4.3% dividend. You know, and I'm sorry, I didn't give y'all the prices of any of these because I know everybody likes their prices. So ConocoPhillips is trading right now 32.52. I didn't talk about this one. I skipped it. Hold on. Viacom CBS is trading at 19.8. Hasbro is right now trading at 62.98. And again, remember I screened for, companies that were super duper oversold, companies that have a lot of cash, companies that are more valuable than $2 billion. So I'm not looking for any small penny stocks here, and companies that are trading above $4 a share. All right. There's another company, and I've brought this before. I've had clients in it before. KMI, Kinder Morgan. Kinder Morgan is an oil pipeline company. So they don't necessarily make money off of the price of oil going up and down. They make money off of transporting oil. All right. So they get a tax. It's like a turnpike for oil as it gets distributed to different refineries. So KMI, Kinder Morgan, it's almost a $36 billion company. So again, these ain't no small apples. Plenty of cash, high margins. They have a lot of debt, but because of the industry that they're in, it's very capital intensive. So they're expected to have a lot of debt. All right. Right now, KMI, ticker symbol KMI, is trading at $15.50. And so, well-run company. Like I said, I've owned it before. I've studied it before. Again, not a recommendation to buy or sell, but I'll be looking at that. I think that's definitely one I'm going to put on my watch list. Because remember, I'm building out a watch list, everybody, and I'm going to put ConocoPhillips on there. Hasbro. I'm not feeling the warm and fuzzies about Hasbro, so that's fine. ET is what does ET stand for? Enterprise Trust. I want to say Enterprise Trust. Give me 1 second, and I will look it up. I should have had all my stuff up in the first place, but ET is another like oil company. They do a lot of things. Energy transfer. ET. Almost a $21 billion company. Their dividend is 17.3%. That's a sexy dividend, but I wonder, right? So one of the things you got to be very, very careful of when you talk about dividend stocks and high paying dividend stocks is that a lot of times their stock price falls, so the dividend price goes up. But sometimes if the company is in really bad position, they're not able to actually continue to pay that dividend payment. They may have to cut that dividend payment to keep it going. So it may not always be 17.3%, but damn it, that caught my eye. It's very sexy, very sexy. Good cash amount on hand. Good margin, right? So they make money off of the things that they sell. And so, so energy transfer is an LP, so that means it's a limited partnership. So it's a little different. The taxation is a little bit different. And I want to say KMI is also a limited partner as well. And they do a lot of oil and energy related things in the United States and China. So two areas that are getting really, really hit hard. But, and as we're seeing travel slow down, as we're seeing luxury slow down, they may get hit a little bit hard, but they're not going to stop. So that's one I also want to put on my watch list as well. So I got 3 out of the potential, what was that, 7 I looked at. And I got one, a weird one, someone that's kind of odd because I don't like the sector that much. I don't like the retail sector that much. Now, everybody says retail's dying, retail's dead, because everything's going online. Only about 5% of all retail sales is online. And yes, we know Amazon is a beast and they're kicking everybody's butt. But that's not the main issue that's going on with retail. The main issue that's going on in retail is that there was a glut. There's too many shopping centers, there's too many malls. And so then, like, I live in the Philadelphia area, and the biggest mall in the country is in my backyard. It's called King of Prussia. Now, some may say Mall of America is bigger. That's like the big argument going on. But I think King of Prussia has more square footage, and I think Mall of America might have more stores. But the one I'm looking, so people are gravitating to these big malls that have experiences, that have some more luxury type things, that have more of a fun element, as opposed to just running in and out, grabbing what you need. I'm a dude. I don't really like to shop. So I like to grab what I need and keep it pushing. But this company I find interesting, and it's Kohl's. Retail. Kohl's is a $4 billion company. Kohl's pays almost 10% dividend right now because they've been slammed pretty hard. But Kohl's has a good amount of cash on hand, and then we got pretty good operating and profit margins. Okay, it's not great. And so I'm looking at Kohl's, and Kohl's is trading right now at $28.45. So I think Kohl's could be good. I think Kohl's could be good. I'm going to put that on my list. But as we have restrictions like NBA, we saw the NCAA change their policy. We're seeing the travel ban. We're seeing all these closings. And, many of the colleges and even schools, my kids' schools got closed yesterday. I think retail is going to take another hit because you're going to have less people shopping. But I think retail is bound to bounce as everything comes back. So it's something I'm going to keep my eye on and kind of look out for. So yeah, I'll be looking at that. So I got, and this is just the first preliminary. I'll probably do some more of these because I'm looking at a couple of different things. I'm looking at a couple of different companies. Somebody brought up Visa. Visa's a monster. Visa's not going anywhere. It didn't make my screen, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm just starting to build out a screen of people who got hit that makes sense to potentially invest in. Now, Cindy asked, which three did I like, or am I going to put on my watch list? For my IG people, I only got 2 minutes, so I'm going to give it to you real quick. I'm looking at Kohl's. I'm looking at ConocoPhillips. I am looking at KMI, which is Kinder Morgan, and I'm looking at ET, which is Energy Transfer. And I think that's a great place to end. Guess what? I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. All right, we're going to do Ask Kamari Live. I'll be answering all questions. If I missed your question, if you said, because I saw there's a couple questions that I might have missed. Feel free to throw in my DMs or inbox me. You can also send me a text message. Just put Ask Kamari in the text. Where is it at? And don't forget to like or subscribe to my YouTube page. Again, that's youtube.com/Kamari Ellis. You can text me at 484-278-1357. Again, 484-278-1357. And yes, I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Same Rebel time, same Rebel channel, same Rebel place. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Again, if you got any questions, ask them and don't be afraid. All right, don't be afraid. Now is a great time to increase your knowledge. Now is a great time to experiment. Now is a great time to learn. So take advantage of this opportunity and don't let the media, by the way, turn the TVs off. Don't watch any more Corona coverage because it really messes with your brain and your mind. All right, I will see y'all all later. Everybody have a great night or great morning. Later.